Today's topic is noise temperature and noise figure of receivers. So receiver is what is a interconnection of several blocks, and we first discuss about one block and we will find the noise temperature of the receiver. So if there is a block, this block can be either amplifier or bandpass filter, or it can be any other operation may be performing. But what we require is to discuss about noise temperature. So what we require is this because we are talking in terms of powers only. So it is nothing but a block input is SI and output is G into SI, means it offers the power gain of G. Similarly, along with the signal, there will be noise signal also. So thermal noise. So if input power is Ni, the output power will be, so the output noise power will be G into Ni. If this is the case, this block is noiseless block. If it is noiseless block, if it is noiseless block, in noiseless case, what it is supposed to produce at the output is the output noise power will be G into Ni. But what happens is, because each block in the receiver will contribute some noise at the output because of the temperature, its own temperature, because of its own temperature, it will add some more noise to the actually what it should be produced at the output. So if it is a noisy block, so N naught, or I write NOUT, output noise power is G into Ni plus some Ns dash. So it will produce some additional noise power at the output. Why? Because it will add some noise because of the temperature, or there will be noisy resistance present. They will generate some, because of heat, some more noise will be added to the what it's supposed to produce at the output. So this is a case when the block is noisy. So we have two representations how the additional noise will be added to this G into Ni. Either you can add this or you can multiply with some factor. So we can represent the additional noise which will be added to the GNI by in two ways. Either you add it or you multiply with some factor. If you are multiplying with some factor, if you follow this method, so this factor is called as actually noise factor. You come back to it. Now first we will explore the first way of representing the additional noise, that is adding to the GNI. So because Ni is actually the input noise power, because input thermal noise power actually is thermal noise. So Ni can be written as in terms of the temperature. So it is kTi into B, where K is Boltzmann constant. Boltzmann constant. The value we know that 1.38 into 10 power minus 23 joules per Kelvin, and Ti is the input temperature, means the temperature at the input side, or you can write also input noise temperature. And the input noise temperature to a receiver can be room temperature. The input noise temperature can be either room temperature, or if data is available, we can take antenna temperature, antenna noise temperature, or antenna temperature. So the input noise temperature can be for receiver, actually not for a particular block, is actually room temperature or antenna temperature. and B is the bandwidth of interest, means it is actually signal bandwidth. So only signal bandwidth only will consider. The outside noise power will be rejected by the filters. Now, if you see this this way of representation of the additional noise, so you can write this N out as, means output noise power as G into Ni, or you can write this as Ni plus some Ns. So that Ns dash is equal to G into Ns, you can write, because G is the power gain. So you can write also like this, and we know Ni is actually have the form of KTI into B, and similarly Ns also can we can say what like this, we can write like this. For some T value, it may be equal to KT into B. Then finally what we get is G into K Ti plus Te into B. Now if you show the additional noise by this equation, now what it is suggesting is that there is a noiseless block whose input noise temperature is Ti plus Te. It is suggesting is what? The output noise power is following the same noiseless block, that is G into K if input noise temperature is Ti plus Te. So Gk into Ti plus Te. So we are writing a noisy block in terms of noiseless block by adding input temperature with T what? With Te. Some blocks may require here extra Te, or some blocks may require a lower value for this Te. So that depends on the design of the block, and this Te is actually called as the noise temperature of the block. So this much of temperature actually this block is adding to the input noise temperature. So already the block at the input is at certain level of temperature, but because of its own heat or temperature and the noisy components, it is actually adding T to the existing Ta level. So it is the noise temperature. So for a efficiently designed noise blocks, the noise temperature may be less value. If a poorly designed block may have a higher noise temperature, so that the output will have higher noise power. So this is one way, and the second way, if you see that showing the additional noise power by multiplying by a factor. So if you see this one, what it is, the output noise power. So both are representing same, that the block is introducing some noise at the output. The way of showing is one is adding and one is multiplying. So N out is equal to G into Ni into F. So this F is called as actually noise factor. Ni is called as noise factor. F is equal to 1 by G into output noise power divided by input noise power. From this only we can write this, or we can also extend this to because Si by Ni you can write in numerator, and denominator also S not equal to G into Si actually. So Si by Si, if you multiply with this, and what you get, you can change this equation to like this. So noise factor, the original definition of noise factor is the input SNR divided by the output SNR of the block. Input SNR divided by output SNR of the block. If it is the block is a noiseless block, see, if it is a noiseless block, T will be 0 and output power will be just G into Ni. And if it is noiseless block, and F will be equal to 1, right? So output power will be just G into Ni with no additional noise generated by its own. So if f is equal to 1, the output SNR and input SNR are what? Same. So it means the receiver is not a block, not introducing any additional noise to the output. So this is the case we discussed both noise temperature and noise factor. Actually what is happening is the input noise power. So input signal to noise ratio is SI by NI. So the output signal to noise ratio also will be if it is a noiseless block, it will be what? SI by Ni only, because G into SI divided by G into Ni. But what is happening now, output SNR is actually by being degraded by SI Ni into some F, if I used this way of representation. So how much? So effectively what is happening is the input noise power is raised by F times or added by G into KT into B, not G. So because of this one, this noisy block. So this for one block, the noise temperature is. If we discuss for a chain of blocks, in a receiver actually there will be an antenna and there will be the first stage of the receiver is LNA. Why LNA name came, we will discuss. Actually, it is a band pass filter, but we properly design such that the noise temperature will be less for this block, and there will be a mixer, and there will be an IF stage. So mixer and IF stage does what? It would convert from RF signal to IF stage signal. Then after that there may be demodulator and detectors. Say demodulator and there may be detector. So we have several operations in the receiver, but what happens is they preserve the input power and they should preserve what actually the input signal to noise ratio, and this must be actually in ideal case the input to the detector also the noise signal to noise ratio should be SI by NI, but these individual blocks are adding some noise on their own, so it will not be SI by NI but it into some factor F. If so thereby what happens is the bit error rate will be increased because of this factor. So this is not due to what the surrounding temperature, this is due to only the blocks present between antenna and the detector. So for a properly designed receiver, this F will be very small. If it is ideal case, F equal to 1, so that this SI by Ni and this SI by Ni will be same. So we are now going to discuss, earlier we discussed the individual block noise temperature, and now we are going to discuss what is the overall noise temperature. Means if you consider all this chain of many blocks as single block, then what is the equivalent noise temperature of for all these three blocks, or you can say this F is what is the equivalent noise factor for all these blocks, means by considering all these blocks as single block. So what is the equivalent noise factor, right? So definitely the TE, which is equivalent noise temperature for all the blocks, is definitely in terms of TE1, means which is the noise temperature of the first block, and say this is also one more block, so it may be TE2, and this is TE3. So definitely the equivalent noise temperature will be in terms of all these individual noise temperatures that we are going to derive. So we just choose a small way of representation, the RF chain. RF chain means all these are what in RF domain only, means band pass waveforms, not in baseband. After detector it may be in baseband. It will be in baseband. So you just see here for three blocks, you can extend this way of representing the equivalent noise temperature for any number of blocks. You can extrapolate that. Say there is a first block whose gain is G1, maybe operation can be anything, but as far as powers are concerned, we are only interested about the power gain. And this is having the second stage, having what? It's a cascaded connection of multiple blocks, 3 blocks here. And this is G3, third block power gain. And you apply Ni here, so which is KTIB, right? Ti may be T0. Or T and. Okay, so just before this, 2 steps we will do. We will find relationship between actually the noise factor and noise temperature, because both are representing same thing, that the how much additional noise is produced by the noisy block, right? Both are representing the same thing, what? The output noise power only, because both are actually both are same. So we just equate this one and this one, right? We equate say 1 and 2 just to find out the relationship between this F and T. Means if you know the noise temperature of a block, you can find its noise factor, and if you know the noise factor, you can find vice versa, means noise temperature. So Ni is equal to what? KTI into B. Just I am equating it. So G KTIB into F is equal to G K Ti plus T into B. Just you equate them, so you will get the noise temperature. That you will get what? F is equal to 1 plus T by Ti. So this is actually the relationship between noise temperature and noise factor. Okay, coming back to this one. So we have 3 blocks in continuous cascade, and here the noise power is say Ni, which is equal to KTIB. And what is the noise power? We just discussed about noise power only. So what is the noise power here is G1 K Ti plus T1 into B, because its noise temperature is T1. So the total output noise power will be just Gk into Ti plus T1 into B. And similarly, what is the total noise power at this output is, so input is this one, so it will be multiplied by G2 directly, G2 into G1 K Ti plus T into B, plus it will be G2 into K T2 into B, because the T2 is what generated because of, so this is T1 and this is T2. So this is the noise temperature of this. So how it will be appeared here is G2 into, because its gain is only G2, so G2 into K T2 into B. Now what is the total output noise power N out here is, so this total will be multiplied with G3 first. So G3, G2, G1, G3, G2, G1 into K, you can write like this, Ti plus T into B, and plus G3, G2, K T to B. This is previous stage noise amplified by G3 gain, plus what it is adding is G3 into K T3 into B. So this is the total output noise power. If it was not the 3 blocks, if it is of only a single block of gain G1, G2, G3, then the output noise power will be if not these 3 blocks, if it is a single block of gain G1, G2, G3, then the noise power will be G1, G2, G3 K into Ti plus T into B. So if it was a single block, not the entire, not the individual blocks, and then so this is actually the equivalent noise temperature of all these three blocks. Now if I equate this one, and so we say equation 3, and say this equation number 4, because both are same, no? So this, if these two are equated, you will get a relationship for TE by comparing these two. TE is equal to TE1 plus T2 by G1, T3 by G1, G2. So first stage noise temperature plus second stage noise temperature divided by previous stage gain, and third stage noise temperature divided by previous stages gains multiplication. And if there is a fourth stage also, then the equivalent noise temperature will be G1, G2, G3 and so on. Similarly, you can find also the equivalent noise factor relationship between the individual noise factors, because we know F is equal to 1 plus T by Ti. So what you do is you add 1 to the, you divide this by Ti and add to 1 to this. So 1 plus T by Ti will be this one, 1 plus T1 by Ti plus T2 by Ti by G1, T3 by Ti by G1, G2 and so on. Now this is actually the overall noise factor, because it is what in terms of the overall noise temperature. So this is equivalent noise factor and overall noise factor. F is equal to, this is the first stage noise factor because T1 is there, F1 plus, and this is F2 minus 1 because F2 is equal to 1 plus T2 by Ti, and this is G1 plus F3 minus 1 divided by G1, G2 and so on. So this is the equivalent noise temperature and equivalent noise factor for the cascaded connection of the blocks. Cascaded connection of blocks. And one more thing, so this noise factor, the final remark on this is, and generally people this parameter will not be using in linear scale, they use in dB scale. In dB scale, noise factor will be called as noise figure. Noise factor is called as actually noise figure, say divided by NF, say. So NF is nothing but 10 log base 10 of F. 10 log base 10 F. Right, so this is actually the noise figure. So depending on the noise figure or noise factor or noise temperature, the receiver will add additional noise before producing to the detector. Right? And the last topic of this part is, we will discuss now, that is called as receiver sensitivity only. So receiver sensitivity, we have discussed that earlier, that it is a minimum power should be the required it is what the minimum power should be receiver needs a minimum power in order to have a link between transmitter and receiver. So now we discuss about the receiver sensitivity. So we have discussed this one, that we know that already receiver sensitivity is a what? It's a power level. It is a minimum power level that is required for the receiver to process the signal. If the received signal power is, if received signal power PR is less than gamma, then it means the particular receiver will be out of coverage from the transmitter. So how you calculate receiver sensitivity for different receivers or for different communication systems, that we are now going to discuss actually. So gamma is the minimum power. So gamma equal to a threshold or a minimum power as far as the received power is above this level or equal to this level. It will maintain link between the link with the transmitter. So actually how you decide this, what should be the minimum required power is, that depends on the, because we use digital communication, that depends on the maximum bit error rate the communication can tolerate. The maximum bit error rate the communication can tolerate. It may be sometimes happen 10 power minus 4 up to 10 power minus bit error rate may be tolerable, or it can happen, or it needs to be at least 10 power minus 6, then only what you consider that it is tolerable bit error rate. That depends on service actually. If it is a voice, then you need actually 10 power minus 4 is fine. If it is a HD quality video, you need a very lower bit error rate. So you have to go for lower bit error rate. So depending on service actually, the bit error rate, how much you can tolerate, that will be depending on. Okay, so there will be a maximum bit error rate that can be tolerable. Correspondingly, so there is a relationship between EB by N naught and bit error rate. For any modulation scheme and coding scheme, you will have like this curves: bit error rate versus EB by N naught. So depending on the modulations we use, there will be different curves like this. So this is bit error rate. So there may be some tolerable bit error rate. So BER max. So bit error rate should not go beyond this value. It has to be lower than this. So EB by N naught must be so for different modulations you will get different minimum power level. So the minimum EB by N naught. The actual EB by N naught must be greater than this one, then only what bit error rate will go low here like this, right? For example, so see this, right? Say for example, we need 10 power minus 4. Say the first line is actually QPSK. This is actually for QPSK modulation. You get bit error rate versus EB by N naught. This is QPSK, and similarly this is 16 QAM. And similarly this is for say 64 QAM. So different modulations will have different type of this one. The difference between them is this: if you use QPSK modulation, each symbol carries 2 bits, and if you use 16 QAM modulation, each symbol carries 4 bits, and if you use 64 QAM, so each symbol carries 6 bits. So there may be some given maximum bit rate you can say for example 10 power minus 4. So in this case, at least you should have 8 dB of SNR, or what EB by N naught, 8 dB. If you have 8 dB or above 8 dB, then only the BR will be lower than this value, means for this zone of operation. And if EB by N naught goes below 8 dB, the bit error rate will be more than this the tolerable value. So this threshold will be different for different modulation. For example, for QPSK we got 8 dB say, and for this one, for 16 QAM, you need actually maybe 13 dB, some human error, right? So like that you will have a minimum EB by N naught requirement. So from there you will find actually the minimum power requirement. So for given, if it is given that this is the minimum EB by N naught must be maintained, EB means the bit energy divided by the noise spectral density. So we just have to convert this ratio to power level. So what you do is you multiply this with what? This is actually thermal noise power spectral density, which is equal to K T naught, means input noise temperature, or you can write KTA also. K T naught means room temperature, and into F. So this is actually what this is the input to the detector. So what is the input to the detector? The noise spectral density is it is actually KT naught, which is input noise spectral density, into the noise factor F. So if you multiply this one, then this will be the received what minimum bit energy, EB minimum, the received bit energy, and say, it is not power yet. So if you divide by TB both the sides, then this will be nothing but actually the minimum required power level, means which is what receiver sensitivity. So receiver sensitivity for a given modulation determined by the minimum EB by N naught, so which is applied to detector. So EB by N naught minimum required into KT naught into F into 1 by TB means bit rate is actually bit rate. As bit rate increases, see, if you see the receiver sensitivity level is proportional to bit rate. As bit rate increases, the minimum power required will also increase. So you will require more power to support certain bit rate as bit rate is increased. So if you have low received power, you can go for what? You can go for lower bit rates, right? So this is in the terms of actually EB by N naught. Sometimes you also have to find the receiver sensitivity in terms of minimum SNR required. So we will first identify what is the SNR and what is the EB by N naught. So SNR can be written in terms of EB by N naught. So it is signal power, right? Signal power can be written as bit by bit energy by bit duration, which is the signal power. And this is actually N naught into B. It is a noise spectral density into bandwidth, so that will be noise power. So from here the EB by N naught into I write 1 by TB as RB, so RB by B. So EB by N naught is equal to, you can write in terms of signal to noise ratio, S by N into B by RB. So if you substitute this there, then you will get what? Receiver sensitivity in terms of signal to noise ratio, S by N minimum, RB will cancel. Now it will be proportional to the bandwidth now, KT naught into F into B. If you want, you can also convert into dBs, the receiver, this one. So SNR can be taken into dBs, 10 log S by N minimum plus 10 log other base 10s only of KT naught plus F in dB is actually, it is noise figure, NF plus 10 log the bandwidth. And if you add 30 to it, it will be actually receiver sensitivity in dBm. So you can also similarly write similar kind of dB equation in what? In terms of U by minimum requirement, U by N naught. So that is today's class, right? So solve the problems given on this. Thank you.